Welcome back to the Nickel and Dime Football Show. It's your boy, Young Suds. We got the kid Drew behind the wheels of steel. Week 6, teams 9 through 12, NFC, AFC. We bringing them to you. A lot of surprises. I think a lot of y'all were actually surprised at the teams we've had thus far. Maybe in the teams 4 through 8, not so much 1 through 4. However, even more controversy coming this week, baby. We got housekeeping. Stay tuned. We got a new segment, such as shout outs where we're going to shout out a couple people in the preseason. You don't want to miss it, baby. Like and subscribe. Lock in right now. It's Nickel and Dime.
Got some more controversy coming, huh? Okay. Can't
I
wait
think
to
so.
see what teams you got here.
Yeah, man, listen, I started to write teams 9 through 12, right? I started to write it. I got to team 10, and full disclosure
Chaos.
here, I looked at this team schedule and I was like, you're dropping down the list. You're dropping down the list, and we will talk about it.
Got some free fallers in Suds brackets. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we got an action-packed episode for you this week. So let's kick into housekeeping notes. Titans linebacker Bud Dupree pleads guilty to a lesser assault charge than what he was looking at. Gets 6 months probation.
Hey, 6 months probation.
2-gamer. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a 2 or 1 gamer.
Yeah.
No actual charges and some community service. Yeah. That's looking like less of a suspension to me.
Yep. 49ers safety Jimmy Ward could miss the opener. He is dealing with a lingering hamstring issue.
I hate a hamstring injury this time of year.
Because you never know.
You never know. Could be one
it's
of
those like a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, maybe slightly less, but just as damning, though. You know, because I mean, you need those wheels, man. Hopefully, Jimmy Ward can get back, but hopefully, it doesn't linger for him either.
Very true. Bengals QB Joe Burrow is back at practice, running some 7-on-7 drills, so easing him back into it.
All right. I mean, what you love to see, especially a year after a Super Bowl run, right?
Right.
You know,
I mean, he's still got a couple more weeks to get ready. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because he wasn't going to play in the preseason to begin with. So
not much. Yeah. And I feel like, man, it's kind of crazy, but I really do feel like taking away the 4th preseason game and then adding that 4th preseason game at the end of the season, lengthening the season in total. I feel like we're seeing these players less and less, the star players, the starters, less and less in the preseason.
I kind of like seeing that depth. You know what I mean? Show me that 4th string quarterback.
Okay, so follow me here then. Here's a thought. The teams that have been winning in the preseason, a la the Ravens.
The ridiculous win streak they got going.
Right. But teams like that, do you think that those teams tend to be the teams that have the depth, or is it just a flash in the pan?
I mean, you can't argue with that example you just showed. You know, like, if any team showed their depth last year, it was the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I mean? So hey, I don't know if it was a weird coincidence that we happen to talk about the Ravens in depth, but I mean, without the preseason, we don't know if Tyler Huntley is Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, you know? and he's looked like Tyler Huntley, like almost out of nowhere.
It's crazy. So yeah, I think that's direct correlation is if you can bring in those quality guys into camp, and use them not only to give your starters a break, but then to also get them the reps to where you can trust them if they have to play. Win-win
for everybody.
Yeah,
for everybody,
especially next man up mentality in the NFL.
Definitely, and I do think there is a correlation with that, and I'm with you, man. I love to see rookies and these young players getting the full chance for the opportunity to play the whole game. And it's been beautiful to see, man.
Because I don't know about you, man, but the more I started watching preseason, the more I got connected to the team. So like, the more I like that last cut was a little more heartbreaking because it was the spunky wide receiver that caught those 3 touchdowns in the preseason. You know, like you're like, oh man, he was the last one. No, all right.
Yep. Yep. And that's like not only that, but undrafted free agents, rookies. Like and it's just beautiful to see. I mean, I'm sure we gonna talk about it a little bit
We
more,
definitely
but
got a peek behind preseason week one. One of the bad things that happened in week one was those dang old non-contact injuries.
you hate to see it.
Jets quarterback Wilson had to get his knee scoped. Word is torn meniscus, but the surgery was a success. So no, still looking at that 2 to 4 week window that they originally thought.
Shit, it's better than season.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
good. No news is good news, but I think you're right. They apparently they got to look in once they get in there with the minor surgery, they'll see what the damage may be. Hopefully less. But Salah's trying to sell everybody on Joe
He'll be back.
Flacco. I
Hey,
don't know
Joe
if it's
Flacco.
working.
Hey, a little foreshadowing for segment later on. We're doing my top 5 backup QBs because preseason week one, it's looking like they're already going to be a factor this year.
You might need them. You might need them.
Well, the Packers get a little boost. You know, they've been having some players hurt. We talked about it last week. When's Bakhtiari coming back? But they activate his O-line buddy Jenkins. They get Tanyan back, and they get their rookie Watson off the pup list. So a bit of good news for Packers fans this week.
Shit, that's like triple the good news. All three, because we remember when we talked about it, both you and I talked about how those injuries could derail the Packers early, and now they're getting some key pieces that they're going to be counting on back and like and protecting Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's very good news for them. Very good news
for sure. Ravens, they keep getting their players back. They activate cornerback Peters off the pup list. Marcus Peters back with the squad, testing that knee out.
Hey, that's a whole lot of attitude and swagger back with the Ravens too.
I love that dude, man. Because I got to enjoy. I got to learn about him when he was on the Chiefs. Since Lars is a big Chiefs fan.
Yeah,
and he's one of those dudes that you hate but love when he's on your team.
Exactly. Because
Kevin Garnett.
he is an antagonizer too. If you see somebody chirping, you like, who's chirping down there on the field? It's the cornerback. Oh, it's Marcus Peters. It's Marcus Peters. Yeah. So, but you gotta love him.
I wish we could have seen him and Smitty go battle when they were in there when Smitty was in his prime.
That's a fight waiting to happen.
Yeah,
that is a fight.
Man, he wasn't on the Ravens when Smitty had those last couple of years with the Ravens. That would have been training camp news left and right.
That'd been infighting right there.
Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy.
Well, let's look at some of the things that happened in the NFL. The preseason week one is in the books. The Browns, man.
Blue Birds was out.
Not only did Watson go 1 for 5 or 1 for 7 in the opener, their starting center likely going to need season-ending surgery. Then their backup came in and hurt himself and may miss significant time.
They say they talking about calling up JC Treader that they just got rid of him. I mean, like he's the veteran center that's available. I don't know if they do that. That might be more of an indictment of Treader or the way that they left. I don't know.
Would you come back to be the center for Brissett?
Well, and not like but also not only that, if you're Treader, you got to weigh in with how does he feel about what the Browns did with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, where you stand morally,
Right. That could play into if he wants to play for the team or not. You know what I mean? So now even though he retired from the game, he's still close to it. He is now a fan as well. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take that into consideration. That's gonna hurt. Like I feel like any good news that they've had, which hasn't been much lately, but any shed of like sort of light at the end of the tunnel for them keeps going out the window as well. You know what I mean? So it's just little stuff. It's little stuff that's creeping up that's making me think that the Brown season could just be off the rails from the jump.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I got a good 3 and out question for you.
Oh, I like it.
They're division foes, Steelers, all their quarterbacks looked great. Every single one of them.
Yeah. Is that a system thing? I don't know. But if all of them look great, does it? Okay, so let me ask you this, Drew. If all of the quarterbacks look great, what weight does that push or does that put on the hierarchy of their QB room?
I mean, I still think that, to me, that says that they got the hierarchy right, because that means Trubisky did well against the first team, Rudolph did well against the second team, and then the rookie came in on cleanup duty. So to me, that sounds like they got their order pretty straight. Like,
Yeah,
might be interesting to see, because Trubisky probably ain't gonna play the rest of the preseason. So now it's good. It'll be fun to see what Pickett does and what Rudolph continues to do. So
yeah, that's interesting. I'm just to play a little bit of devil's advocate, but do you also think maybe in the eyes of the football cognoscenti, the consensus, does that put more weight to them starting Pickett earlier if he has looked just as good as the other quarterbacks?
I think you still got to wait for Trubisky to look bad. I think Trubisky plays out this year if he plays well. No sense in, you paid the money for him. No sense in rushing the rookie in.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just so many quarterbacks are just ruined for no reason because they got to play first year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Pickett did look good, though. Pickett did look good.
He did. Yeah. I still don't trust a quarterback that wears gloves, but hey,
I mean, he's trying to buck the trend. Eventually, like, the number suggests that there's 100 quarterbacks that come into the league that play with gloves on. One of them got to be good.
I know. I just don't like it.
Me neither.
Well, a little to round it out. Before we move on, we got a little Bucks Dolphins joint practice news. Word on the Twitters is Julio Jones was beating Xavier Howard at the joint practices.
Everybody's sleeping on Julio right now.
Dude, a motivated, healthy Julio is scary.
I'm just saying there's some stuff out there that Julio might be looking like old Julio, and that's all I can say because I'm not gleaning any more information to the people who watch this show that are also in my fantasy league. I'm not saying he's a target. I'm not saying he's a target, though.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And the word in Bucks camp is Johnson and Darden are beating out Miller and Perryman for those last few wide receiver spots.
Bro, and I think that talking about the preseason and whole and I guess talking about this at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of deep competitions across the league, and this is one of them. Kind of circling back, this is definitely one of them. The receiver room, the receiver depth, because you have the Bucks being so top heavy, Evans, Godwin, Julio, you know what I'm saying? Like that is, and now and Russell Gage, that's 4. So if you're keeping 6 to 7 wide receivers,
some of them are return guys too,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But like that's only going to help your case is if you can do both. You know what I mean? Shit. Only 53
Who is
spots.
y'all's returner? Who do you see?
Darden's in the mix.
Okay.
Darden is in the mix.
He's got that on the resume. I got you.
Right, exactly. And Miller, he can be, but like they haven't really given him the opportunity.
It's like a punt returner.
Much. Right. That's what I'm saying. I know he can do it, but they must see something that I can't see sitting here. You know what I'm saying?
Fumble.
I gotta trust the coaches,
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, let's move on to 3 and out. Shawn, you want to do first down or you want me to?
I think I'm gonna hit you with this banger. First down. We gotta come out the gate.
That works. I got a kind of serious question, so that'll be perfect for 4th down. So
yeah. I just noticed this too. Folks, this is live, or live-ish. That is baby puke. That is baby puke on my shirt. It is in there.
Dad life.
It made the cut. Okay, here we go. First down, baby. For the trade deadline, who is one player that could benefit from a change of scenery or a team that needs a push?
Ooh.
Player or team?
Ooh. I mean, if you were a Packers fan, wouldn't you just middle finger to the rest of the league if you got in a wide receiver at the last minute? Like a star wide receiver? You know what I mean?
Man, yeah. Can you imagine how social media would go off? Like Packers would be, I think, in great choice. Yeah. But okay, I could see the Packers then being the moving the numbers on Vegas, right? Like
Yeah.
they would be some people's favorite.
Yeah.
Who do you think they should get though?
Well, I'm saying that Steelers wide receiver core seems a little if George Pickens is going to be the stud that he is, they just paid Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they try to get something for Chase Claypool before they realize they got to have 3 very expensive wide receivers on their payroll.
That is interesting. That is interesting, and it's funny that you say Claypool. This is how you know Drew was tuned in to like trade scenarios and stuff like this. He has a knack for it. Because I was just when I got home, I was getting out the car and they were talking about how Pickens emerging
Makes him expendable.
not makes him expendable, but definitely lessens his target share because they can do a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
So you know, kind of playing that theory out. If that's the case, it would kind of make him more expendable, wouldn't it? You know what I'm saying? But like,
because you know, Firemoose going to get his touches. You know,
but
they're going to run the ball a lot.
if you're asking me, I want both if I'm the Steelers. I'm not getting rid of Claypool.
Oh no, I don't think they'd be stupid to get rid of him. But
right.
If you're the Packers and you want to just have no shadow of a doubt heading into the playoffs,
they could make them an offer they can't refuse. You know,
yeah,
it could happen.
There's got it's the NFL. By the middle of by the trade deadline, there's gonna be a disgruntled star receiver somewhere.
Definitely.
So it's really just who's gonna raise that hand and be like, "Excuse me, I want out of here, thank you." Yeah, because they seem to come out of nowhere. I didn't see Tyreek Hill leaving the Chiefs. You know, I didn't see Devontae leaving the Packers. So who knows, man?
Yeah.
What if Justin Jefferson's like, I can't deal with Kirk Cousins no more. Get me out of here.
Yeah. If I'm the Vikings, I'm like, well, that's too bad. Okay.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
If you're the Bengals and you need some help at a position, Tyler Boyd get chopping around.
Him or T. Higgins, I could really see. I mean, like one of the two. You definitely need more than one. You need more than Jamar Chase.
Yeah, and I think that Higgins Chase matches up pretty well.
Yeah, that'd be another good team. All right, so good answer.
Yeah, thank you.
Second down. What we doing on second down?
Second down. Out of all the rumblings of the preseason week 1, what stuck out the most to you? What would be the headline if there was one headline for week 1?
If there was one headline for week 1, I'm trying to think. So definitely Pittsburgh, look out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially if them quarterbacks.
Pittsburgh, look out. Yeah, if the quarterbacks play, they're going to be a very formidable team. We talked about this last week. We talked about this last week, that they could be a very sleeper team.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm looking at another one, and Drew hit me with that banger though. You know, I'm gonna give it a little bit of love to the little guy because I know we're going to talk about this later. I gotta give a shout out to Jacksonville. I know they lost to Cleveland in the preseason, right? But they got a bit of juice, man. They got a bit of juice.
You feel something down there.
They're definitely so. Definitely so.
Trayvon Everyone Walker, that didn't want to be there's gone.
Yes.
And now they're building something.
Yeah, and maybe that's all it takes, man. Because like, I'm sorry, but if you got people that's on your squad that don't want to be there, it's gonna show in every aspect of that game. So get some people that's gonna ride with you, man. You know.
Yeah, because I mean, you saw it last year. You know.
Yeah.
No one talked about that beautiful dime Brady threw to beat the Jets. They talked about AB leaving.
Yep. And it was a dime too. It was a dime.
Yeah.
I was hot. I was like, there was no way we should lose to the Jets. And this is, I guess, a quick aside here, but this is what Tom Brady does for you that nobody except Bucs fans and Patriots fans know. Is that like
Brady effect?
We should not have been losing that game, and in 2 seconds, one drive, Brady ended all the doubts with a throw at 45 years old. You know? Crazy.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Ridiculous. All right, so we on third down now? On third down?
Yes, sir.
Is that? I guess so. Okay. Third down. Drew, in your opinion, which prior season, off season, or this preseason injury will hurt their team the most when it's all said and done?
Ooh. I don't know about you, man, but I'm super worried about Derrick Henry's foot.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
because I
yeah,
mean, as a Panthers fan, I remember when Greg Olson started breaking his foot, he kept breaking his foot,
yep, yep.
and it was
Was
non-contact stuff too. You
was
know,
his
so
Liz Frank as well? Liz Frank injury was
I'm
his?
not 100% sure of that,
Yeah, yeah.
but it seems like that seems the most popular one in football, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's crazy, but like every single one of them is different, man. Like
Yeah,
every single one of them, and you hate to see it when that is the case. Anything
yeah,
with the feet, really, anything with the
yeah,
feet, or what's the other one? Turf toe is a bad one for feet.
yeah.
Turf toe, Liz
And I'm
Frank.
just saying, like, I can't a running back with feet problems. Like that's
Yeah,
terrible.
any football player, but definitely
Yeah,
a skill
yeah.
player.
Where you got
You
to play,
know,
and he cuts a lot. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, he
yeah.
runs through a lot of people, but he still plants and cuts a lot.
Exactly. Well, as a running back, of course, right.
Yeah.
But like stating the obvious. But like the crazy thing about it is he also is a Derrick Henry's a power runner, so you need to
Mm-hmm.
be like planting.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a big deal,
Yeah.
kind of a big
And
deal.
they got rid of that. They got rid of Foreman. So
We talk about that every week.
yeah,
We love Deontay Foreman.
yeah, and
Okay,
he's a Panther now.
I know, I know. That's stay tuned because
Yeah.
we might
Okay.
maybe.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm very concerned about that foot. I hope I'm wrong because
Right.
that's the Titans season, unfortunately.
Yeah, in a big way,
Yeah.
in a big way.
Unless
So
they throw that rookie QB in there, he was running all over the place.
Malik Willis.
He looked pretty. He looked very raw, but he looked pretty good.
Right. And that's what those type of dual threat quarterbacks can give you, like the dynamic ability. They're never out of games because of what they can do. They don't have to
Exactly.
pass it. So
Exactly.
makes for an interesting game for sure.
Yeah.
On
All right,
TV.
fourth down, little serious here for a second.
All right.
Aqib Talib's brother had to turn himself in after a shooting at youth football game. Shawn, how in the world do we bring back the innocence of youth sports?
Ooh. Uh Man, good question. Great question, actually.
Because I mean, we grew up playing sports. You
Sure.
could
Yeah.
you knew
And
you saw the politics from time to time.
yeah, I think definitely. I mean, I guess without getting too deep in it, I think there has to be more respect more respect for the coaches, but also, and on the same token, we see all these videos come out of like pro players being like, "What are these coaches doing?" You know what I'm saying? So like, there needs to be some type of continuity, like some type of
Across the board.
across the board reform to make sure that these coaches know what they're doing, let them do their jobs. Every kid needs to play. I'm sorry, every kid needs to play. I
Yep.
do believe that, especially until you get to a certain level, and then
When it gets
once
competitive.
once the kids are able to understand that talent is going to trump, you know what I'm saying? Like once you get in high school, stuff like that, I get it. But yeah, man, I mean, and parents, they gotta chill out. Parents,
Gotta chill out.
they gotta chill out, bro.
As a former ref, I ref
Yeah,
hockey and baseball. Chill out, man.
chill out, and
No
not
one's
only
getting a
that, but
deal at 8 years old.
I saw an article, and this is strictly for the referees out there, and the refs too, definitely across the league. But these guys and women they're not getting paid much, and they're giving up their time to come out here for your kids. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but they're doing game after game after
Yeah.
game
If you
after
get
game.
$10 an hour doing that stuff, you're
That's
doing
what I'm
something.
saying.
So
So
pump
they
the
out there
brakes.
just trying to do their thing, man. Just chill out, man. Just chill out. It ain't going. It is not. It's not breaking. It's
I
not
was
make or break.
16 years old and I had a dad wanting to fight me, take in the
Yeah.
parking lot when I was
Yep.
16 and I was refing a 9-year-old hockey game.
Yeah. And this kid is probably not going pro. I'm sorry.
It's hockey. It's North Carolina. Calm down. All right, nice.
Okay. Now, since this seems to be a topic that pops up every single year, at least in a couple of spots, you know what I mean? We thought it'd be a very good idea to talk about which team has the best backup quarterback, just in case your squad is the one who the
Need
ultimate
you.
luck is not in your favor for the season, but top 5 backup quarterbacks. Drew has got those coming to you. I'm very interested to see. Drew, what we doing? We going 1-5 or 5-1?
Let's go 5-1. Let's
That's
give
the best way to
number
do
one
it.
their flowers. You know,
Let's do that. Who
All
you got
right.
at number 5, man?
Number 5, Taylor Heinicke, Washington Commanders. You know I love him. I got love for him.
Right. I got you. He didn't really look that good the other day though, bro.
I mean, when the pressure's on, he shines. You know what I mean?
Might be a gamer.
He needs a playoff game. You know?
Yeah, might be a gamer.
Yeah, he showed up against Brady and the Bucks that night.
But we can't keep giving that man his flowers for 2 years.
But it was a great game.
It was. I mean, he might get a car dealership off that game. Just what I'm saying, like, just be that old guy. Remember that one time I did? Yeah, we remember.
A tie with Taylor Heinicke. I have Chad Henne with the Kansas City Chiefs as well. So that's my 5A, 5B.
Damn, I almost forgot Henne was in the league.
Still in the league.
Damn,
still in the league.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. We got love for him. Tyler Huntley, Baltimore Ravens. Can come in and run that offense pretty well. I mean, of course, he's no Lamar Jackson, but who is other than Lamar Jackson? So,
number 4.
I'm
very interested to see who number 3, 2, and 1 is because you said it first. We love Tyler Huntley, so I'm very curious. All right.
Number 3, Nick Foles for the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay.
Just because those years in Philadelphia, he showed he can take years off.
Yeah.
And come in and play when he needs to.
My eyes were a little closed to scenario cases, but yeah, you're right. Foles fits right in that offense for exactly what Reich wants to do. So
good, and he kind of is built like Matt Ryan. I like quarterbacks that are like built like they're like I like copies. You know what I mean? Like run one offense and have all the quarterbacks that can run it.
Like all the quarterbacks in Baltimore.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to miss a step, next man up, go. That was the problem with Carolina. We had no one that could even come close to emulating what Cam could do.
Yeah.
Like DA did it great for a while, but it was a completely different offense when he played.
Cam is a hard quarterback to try to copy though.
Yeah. Can you imagine trying to be that scout QB trying to emulate him? Like, come on. All right, number 2. And he might not be on this backup list for in the future because word is he's already getting some first team reps. It's Tyrod Taylor, New York Giants.
Taylor, okay, yeah.
Wouldn't you feel a little bit better if Tyrod was your starter than Daniel Jones?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would, honestly, because Daniel Jones, from what I understand, didn't look particularly great in the preseason game. And I think Dayball just came out and said that, Tyrod might get some snaps. So maybe a foretelling, baby. Maybe a foretelling, a presage.
Number 1
for you.
Number 1. The man, the myth, the legend. It's Gardner Minshew, Philadelphia Eagles.
Damn, I forgot about Lil Minshew up there in Philly.
Yeah.
Man, that's gotta be. Is it an awkward situation there in Philly? Because Gardner Minshew gives no F's about letting Jalen Hurts know he's on his tail. You know what I'm saying?
I could definitely, and Jalen doesn't talk, so I could just see it being a one-sided shit talk session every practice. Like, because Gardner's probably one of those dudes that calls out what he's about to do. It's like, check this out. About to hit that bucket, left corner. What's up? Got it.
Yep. Then he just takes the helmet off, lets the hair flow. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah,
but it might be good for Jalen that he's calm, cool, and collected though.
Yeah,
might be good.
It's worked for him so far. Yeah.
Can you imagine Gardner Minshew backing up Baker Mayfield and how much pressure that will put on Baker?
Or would that be the best case scenario for both quarterbacks?
Maybe it would be. I don't know.
Hey, Eagles, how you feeling? Look, we'll give you PJ Walker and Sam Darnold for Gardner Minshew.
They're not taking that.
I know. Probably throw a draft pick we don't have in that.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all been giving them things away. Y'all been giving them things away.
We don't have that many. But yeah, are there any backup QBs that didn't make the list that you can think of that you would?
Man, just kind of thinking about it, man. Yeah, I gotta say, no, I don't think that any higher than you had them. I like the five that you have.
You got Daniel and Charger Land, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
What is interesting though is the quarterback room in Atlanta right now. That's very interesting. Not necessarily because I think the backup is going to be good, but if like let's say the starter or the starter becomes Desmond Ritter or whatever.
who
Um,
eventually they're gonna have to hand him the keys to the
right.
kingdom.
So then Mariota again becomes another good backup. But no, there's
If
some rooms
Mariota
out
was
there.
still in Vegas, he would have been on this list.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, I'm very curious to see. Got to shout out Teddy B, but I don't think Teddy B is top five backup.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
So
not a gamer, my dude.
he
We
not.
lost so many games by less than a touchdown when he was our quarterback.
Yeah.
Not a gamer.
But as a backup to
Oh,
Tua,
for sure.
right.
Yeah.
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 Cool. It's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got another new segment for you. Suds' shout outs, where we just pick some players that did all right
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
preseason / week 1.
Yeah, and just like we'll probably be doing this here or there, but just anything that we notice, like people that we see, we just want to highlight there. So my first shout out, honestly, it comes right from home. I gotta go with Skylar Thompson, the quarterback, third string quarterback, talking about the Dolphins situation. Third string quarterback, my man played the whole game and was tossing some dimes. Okay. He was tossing some dimes out there. He got them to win, first of all. I think he threw for 200 some odd yards, maybe one or two TDs. You know what I'm saying? Handled the offense, scrambled out of the pocket, had good awareness. My man, he played himself into continuing to play games in the NFL. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like it,
Kansas
man.
State QB.
Yeah. Yeah. Kansas State Wildcats.
Skyler.
Skyler. Oh,
All right.
Skyler.
My first shout out is you've heard him mentioned on this show plenty of times,
Right.
more in the disappointing fashion, but hearing rumblings out of Buffalo camp, they're actually gaining confidence in Zach Moss.
Okay. That's big. That's big.
So shout out to Moss just getting his name on the radar again.
Yeah. And because they just bought in Dalvin's brother, James Cook.
Yeah.
Too. So
you're gonna be fighting for touches, my dude.
Yeah, it's a hell of a time for him to throw his name in the ring. You know what I mean?
Right? You had all last year, bro.
I like it. I like it, man. Shout out, bro. Shout out Saints Saints acquiree Justin Evans, former Buccaneer second round pick with a pick in the preseason game. Apparently he's been making some noise there in Saints camp. We thought that a foot injury, talking about a foot injury, was going to end his career. It took him out. That's why he had to be let go. Like the Buccaneers gave him too many chances. Now back in the league with a rival, trying to play his way on the team and to play in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2 times a year. Okay. So shout to Justin Evans.
He wants to play.
He wants that playback, man. He wants that payback. Yeah.
Shout out to Justin Reed, secondary player for the Chiefs. My man is officially, I don't care if no one on the team said it, I'm calling it officially the backup kicker. My man kicked an extra point in the preseason after dropping that 65-yarder in practice. Yeah. So good. I mean, how many times have you seen? And I mean, it pops up every few years where the kicker gets hurt in warm-ups or during the game, and then the poor punter's like, I don't know how to kick.
Yeah, and they have to do something crazy.
Yeah, so then they got to go for 2 the rest of the game. They end up losing by a point. So, hey, kudos for having another player that's going to be on the field anyway, being like, yeah, I can kick if we have to.
The more you can do, man. The more you can do.
Yeah.
If I'm him, if he goes 6 games and he's still the backup kicker, I'm gonna need that dough.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna need that dough. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to pony up.
I mean, are we gonna see more of that? Because I mean, we've seen it in the more traditional sense where it's like a running back wide receiver hybrid, with Patterson and what's my man on the 49ers? Samuels, Debo.
Yes.
God.
Debo.
More of those Swiss Army knife type players. But like
Mm-hmm.
now you're getting like the guy that can play defensive back and kick,
And
So
kick.
like,
Yep.
are we gonna get more of the, the Otanis, so to speak, in football?
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, like, how many times do you love to see a player, like, if they actually let a player do that? But, like, imagine Cordell Patterson if he was actually Cordell Patterson when he just came into the league like that. You know what I mean?
They just
Like,
didn't know how to use him.
they didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I love a Swiss Army knife player. Remember Dante Hall
Yeah.
for the Chiefs? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
They didn't
Like,
know
he
what
could
that
do
dude was.
exactly. Exactly,
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
love it, man. And I mean, just we talked about it before, but I gotta shout out the young quarterbacks. I gotta shout out Kenny Pickett. Okay. I gotta shout out Kenny Pickett, small hands Kenny, doing the thing. Gotta shout him out. Listen, I gotta shout out everybody shouting this dude out. Should be no surprise. I gotta shout out George Pickens, man. I gotta shout out
Dude,
George
that toe
Pickens.
touch. That toe touch. Nice.
He is looking like the truth. And then lastly, for me, quick shout out the boy Trey Lance, man. The boy Trey Lance. He's silencing some people with 5 throws. You know what I'm saying? Whatever
Yeah,
it was.
silencing me. I was a doubter. So hey, good for him.
Yep.
Hey, shout out to our nickel and dime 49ers correspondent, Miles. Man,
Yeah.
Miles Johnson, my
I know
man,
he's
has
happy.
been a Lance believer since day one. So good on him. And I mean, it's just preseason week one. But man hadn't
Right.
done anything yet, but he's trending upward.
Yeah. What you love to see, especially for that team, like we talked about, man. So I
Nice.
love it.
All right, man. Well, let's get into these continuing our season preview here. I got 9 through 12 AFC. Shawn has 9 through 12 NFC.
Let's do
Get
it.
y'all a quick rundown where we're at so far. Shawn's NFC so far: 1 Rams, 2 Bucks, 3 Saints, 4 Eagles, 5 Packers, 6 Cowboys, 7 49ers, 8 Commanders.
Yep. There we go.
And for me in the AFC so far, I got 1 Bills, 2 Colts, Bengals, Chiefs, Chargers, Ravens, Pats, Titans to round out my top 8. So we'll see where we go 9 through 12 here.
I love it, man. You up first or
Yeah, I'll go first because
all
we've talked
right.
about them quite a bit. Has been the theme so far. So number 9 in the AFC and climbing, might I add, the Pittsburgh
Okay.
Steelers.
All right. Nice leader.
Yeah, Trubisky or whatever quarterback they got, it seems like it's going to be just fine. But those wide receivers, man, Claypool, Johnson, Pickens,
Yeah.
Harris running the ball with a little more protection, another year under his belt and not having the entire weight of the team on his shoulders as a rookie.
Yeah.
They ran that
Yeah.
man into the ground last year.
They really did. I mean, maybe they're going to take a little bit of a step back, but I don't think they're going to take
I don't think
that much of a
they
step
are,
back.
man. I think they're going to be like, hey, man, you
My
got 2
man,
years left.
he Pittsburgh, he is Bill Withers. Okay, they're going to use him up. All right, they're going to use him up.
Yeah. So yeah, and then on the defense, man, the defense, we talked about it when you talked about the Steelers last week. It's just an all-star squad on defense.
It is.
And they said Miles Jack is impressing the most
Yep.
in camp. So
yeah, I am so glad that the Bucks took Devin White, not Devin Bush.
okay. That's
yes, because I mean, like Miles Jack is already taking his spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's he going to fit in that on that roster if he continues to not be what they drafted him to be?
Well, they're saying they're running the 3-4, so they're playing both of them.
Well, they'll have a spot, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if they're already favoring Miles Jack, I think that definitely
you think
is,
eventually? I got you.
Like, it could be, but we'll see what he does this year.
But I mean, that linebacker core, man, Watt, Bush, Jack, Highsmith,
come on, talented.
Come on. Yeah. So the schedule's a little tough. They start off Pats, Bills. They play the Bucks, the Eagles, Colts, Raiders. But I still think they get 8, 9 wins. But, like you said, could get up there to the 11, 12 if things go right.
Yeah, they definitely could, man, depending on how the quarterback goes. I just know that they're going to be a pain in the ass like they are every year. And you just never know which game is going to come.
Battling for that last AFC titles spot. Like if I'm right in my predictions, it would be the Ravens, Pats, Titans, and Steelers
right,
battling for 2 spots. And that'd be great football.
It would be. Anytime you have more than 2 teams battling for 2 spots,
And
great.
we're gonna have
Great.
it. It's not gonna be a walk in the park this year.
No,
That's for sure.
out for anybody, man.
No,
For anybody.
no.
All right. So where
You
we
got
at? We
number
on the
9
9?
with the
All right,
NFC.
man. Please don't make me regret saying this. But I got the Minnesota Vikings, man. I got the Minnesota Vikings as my number 9 team. Making it a little saucy, man. The crazy thing is consistent but unspectacular Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Plus Dalvo, plus Justin Jefferson, arguably one of the top 3 receivers in the league, arguably top 3, top 5. And listen, healthy Adam Thielen is enough to win games. You know what I'm saying? Like that is enough to win you some
especially
games.
if he's going to be one-on-one.
Yeah, and crazily enough, there was I was listening to a podcast yesterday that was pumping Adam Thielen's numbers. Like I think dude had 6 or 7 touchdowns last year in a limited capacity, like through or it was something like through the first 6 or 7 weeks of the season, Thielen was a top 7 receiver or something like that. Crazy, which you underrated, you know what I'm saying? So like you have to factor that in, especially if he's giving you, 15 to 17 games, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he might take some time off, but he's still consistent enough. So adding that into what they already have, I think they can win games. Put it that way. I am not as high on the defense. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they leave a little bit to be desired.
They lost a lot, over the years.
Well, the questions I have, like their defensive secondary is led by Pat P, but it's not the Pat P that you want to be leading your defense. I mean, it's still Pat P. Harrison Smith is still Harrison Smith. He's a great player, but they are relying heavily now on rookies to make big impacts. Lewis Seen, Andrew Booth Jr., both rookies. They're going to become expected to come in and contribute heavily. We don't know how that's going to go. Cam Dantzler is a guy who needs to step up. And they have Eric Kendrick, Jordan Hicks, and Zadarius Smith as their linebackers. That's good, but it's not super impressive to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's good. So it's
good enough for night.
Their front 7 doesn't scare me, basically. So that being said, looking at their schedule, oh man, they're my 9th team, but I got them getting 6 to 7 wins. Just looking at their schedule.
It's a down year for the NFC. That could be the thing.
Yeah, and I think that 3rd game of their season, they played Detroit. I want to see that game. You know what I'm saying? Especially if Detroit comes out and is saucy, then it's going to be very interesting to see who is vying for that 2nd spot in the division behind the Packers.
Have you been watching Hard Knocks?
I have been.
I've become even more of a Lions fan.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see, baby. We will see. So 6 to 7 wins for me for my 9th team in the Vikings.
All right, number 10, I have the Raiders of Las Vegas.
All right. 10. Oh, boy. You got to sell me on this because we are way off on our predictions for the Raiders.
And it's not even a shot at the Raiders. It's just the other teams in front of them.
Okay.
Because Derek Carr's a great quarterback. They're going to have a dynamic offense. The passing or the run, the pass defense is going to be great. I just worry about they lose a lot of stupid games. So I'm still worried, is that a Gruden thing or is that a Raiders thing?
Yeah. Only time will tell, especially with the new coaching. You're right. They will have to get over that.
It's just history is stacked against them. You know what I mean? Their coach didn't do so well the first time out. And it's the Raiders. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm kind of crying Browns, Raiders, it's the team. But no, I just think with how good the AFC is this year and that just beast of an AFC West.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders and the Broncos can get caught in the shuffle and fall a little bit.
Okay. I'm curious because listen, one of us has to be right, one of us has to be wrong here.
No,
So
yeah, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. But
yeah.
Waller's health worries me.
Okay.
I worry about them overloading Adams. Renfro can get his touches in, but I'm just worried it's going to be the Matt Stafford Megatron effect, where Carr's going to be a little bit more concerned with trying to get Adams the ball that he sometimes has blinders on.
I like Aaron Rodgers, what Aaron Rodgers used to do. But Aaron Rodgers, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Derek Carr can be detrimental to himself if he starts
that
cutting off 2/3 of the field.
Yeah, that is a scenario. That is a scenario. I like one that obviously I don't see happening. Like I don't,
I get you.
but it's not like it's completely out of left field for that to happen to be the case. I mean, people can underperform all the time. So like, I'm curious to see what, like, how many, if they're 10, how many wins you got them getting? How many?
I
wins
still got them around the 500 mark, the 8-9,
okay,
7-10.
Okay,
because I mean they got that killer division. They play the Titans, the Saints, the Colts, the Rams, the 49ers. Like,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
A lot of close games, and their track record is brutal in close games.
Man, yeah, maybe Drew got me thinking maybe I'm too high on them. I don't know. I don't know.
You know they're going to eventually be in the middle of where we both have them anyway.
But what that tells me is 8 to 9 wins tells me that they may be a year away. Or
I mean, one more year of chemistry with Carr and Adams would be nice. They could bring in one more receiver to
get
take
another
some
draft class
off
in there.
Yeah. Because they're still, I mean, the defense has made huge strides. Obviously, that Crosby Jones is going to be a nightmare for folks.
Yeah.
But they're still getting there with, like, the linebackers worry me a little bit. They got a good secondary, but I still think they're one more push away from being up there with the, because I think they're going to be what the Chargers were last year.
Right.
Just impressive.
Like, okay.
A year away.
Yeah. I can see it. Man, I'm locked in on the Raiders this season.
That's great.
I'm watching them. See, the whole AFC West, really.
The whole AFC, really.
Yeah, it really is. All right, so that leaves me with my number 10 team, and it is your Carolina Panthers. It is the Carolina Panthers. They are my number 10 team here.
Roster doesn't look that bad, right?
I mean, yeah, if the quarterbacks are right, if Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, obviously, that's what I'm saying. If Baker balls out, if he's going to be the guy, if Baker balls out, you cannot tell me that the NFC won't look a little bit different with this team with a good quarterback situation. They're gonna be pesky. Like, they're gonna be pesky. They're gonna win some games.
That's a great. Yeah, I'll take pesky.
Aside, that to me, if you're pesky, that means you're gritty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are a gritty team. You if somebody is coming to play you, they're going to be in for a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be a cupcake. Aside from McCaffrey staying healthy, though, the O-line looks solid. Like, it's the best y'all have had in
way
years.
Better. Yes, way better.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really like that. Your front four on the defensive side, your front four and your secondary are solid to me, right? I don't like the linebacking core. I'm gonna be honest.
Join the team, bro.
Yeah,
I like Shaq. I'm a Shaq Thompson fan, but outside of that, it worries me.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, Shaq Thompson has been consistent, fine, but like, he hasn't been what we thought he was going to be since like year 2 or 3.
He can't be the star that they're
right. If that's the start of their line, then I have questions about that. But
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't know who Frankie
Louvu, I hear his name all the time, so I know he's I know he's a tackle machine, right? Like, I know he's a tackler, serviceable NFL linebacker, but I don't think he's going to put you over the top. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think
he's been with the Jets. Okay.
Yeah, they'll look to add to that, but like, linebackers aren't just coming out in the draft like that anymore. You got to find them. Dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I hadn't felt good about a linebacker since Kuechly retired.
But the wide receiver room, solid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm digging our skill positions.
I like what I see there. I definitely want DJ Moore to continue to ascend. Rashard Higgins always been a guy who can, win you a game randomly enough. here or
Shy
there.
Smith has been one of Baker's favorite targets early on too.
That's
So
interesting.
I'm intrigued to see how that. And I
That is
want
interesting.
more from Marshall.
Yeah,
He's
you
a
need that.
second round pick.
Yeah,
I need him to show up.
you need that. The problem though is the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Because
That is a smidge of a
that
problem.
is the problem. But no, so like
They
even with
did
this,
us no favors.
no, they did not. But you get. I honestly, I think the Panthers could start 2-0. They got Cleveland, New York up first, and
I
that
think we can
like
do that.
what I don't want though is for the same thing that happened last year happen again this year, where y'all start out hot and you're like, oh, here
Same,
we
bro.
go, and then it falls off the rails because right
Yeah.
after that you got New Orleans, Arizona, and San Francisco. Now, I would want to catch Arizona at the beginning of the season though because they're going to be without D Hop. You know what I'm saying? So that that's a question,
That's
man.
huge.
That is a
And
question.
we usually play Arizona well for some reason.
Y'all played them a lot. I noticed that. Yeah,
So
y'all
much.
did play them.
A lot of playoff matchups when we
Yeah.
were going to the playoffs.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
All right, who you got up next?
Number 11. It's the AFC West closing it out. Denver Broncos.
Damn, Drew got these boys low.
It's just because I think that highly of the Chargers and Chiefs. So unfortunately, the Raiders and Broncos got to fall a little bit.
Damn, I love to see. All right, here we go.
Because I mean, they got Russ, they got Williams and Gordon at running back. The wide receivers worry me,
right?
Because this is going to be another Seattle. Russ struggled a little bit when he had Lockett and Metcalf, and he has less talent than that now.
Well, I feel like it, in my opinion, I guess, like I feel like he struggled. He hit a lull because it was some issues, I guess, going on with how they wanted to run the offense, what they were really about, and the offensive line was a big part of that. So, like, you don't think the offensive line's better? You think it's like a wash?
No, I definitely think the offensive line's better, and he's going to have time. I don't trust his wide receivers.
Okay,
they haven't shown me enough. I think Sutton could be great, Judy could be great, but that's a lot of could be.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Better running game though.
Much better running game. Like, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Seattle put out some studs those years.
Did. Yeah, but after
that definitely was who was that? Oh, okay. He had 100 yards. Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel good about the offense, minus the wide receivers. The defense, I love the secondary.
Yeah.
Surtain looked phenomenal last year.
CB1, man. CB1.
Simmons looked good, obviously,
Right.
Like, he was the stud of the team.
Simmons going Simmons.
Simmons going Simmons. Jackson's no slouch.
No.
They've got great pieces on the secondary. They got Randy Gregory, who I didn't think had a great year, but thank you for pointing out he actually had 6 sacks in 12 games.
And that's good for him, last year in that Dallas defense, and now he leaves. Maybe he has more opportunity,
I worry about the linebackers not named Chubb.
Yeah.
I think they were really banking on Von Miller coming home.
He not.
And then he did. So I just feel like while they were building that quarterback, they lost some pieces. Noah Fant, they had to get rid of Noah Fant for the trade.
Right.
Can Albert Okwuegbunam, how do you say this name here for me?
What is it? Albert
Okwuegbunam?
I gotta go find it.
I'm sorry, but I haven't heard this man's name.
Okwuegbunam. That's all. That's what I got.
So yeah, no Noah Fant. So,
but they drafted Greg Dulcich. So we'll see who shakes out because right now they got Okwuegbunam as the tight end one. Yeah. So Dulcich might be taking that if I haven't really heard any practice reports or anything like that out of Denver, but we'll see.
Because here's the problem with Denver is they got to win early.
Yeah.
Because they end with Ravens, Chiefs, Cards, Rams, Chiefs, Chargers.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah. And then right before that, they got that pesky ass Carolina Panthers team. You know what I'm saying? So
Pesky. So
yeah.
I got 7 wins.
Damn, they last 8.
Yeah.
Ten- Tennessee, Vegas, Carolina, Baltimore, Kansas City, Arizona, Los Angeles, Kansas City, Los Angeles.
Every week's a playoff, man.
Holy
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like damn. It's almost like they're like in a 1980s Nintendo game where they're like
Just
fighting
level
up
up.
to the
The
final
boss.
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, the final
I mean, well,
boss.
they got the Chargers, so yeah, they do have your final boss there. So look at
There
that.
you go. There
Look
you
at that.
go. All right.
All right, who you got 11 in the NFC?
A number 11 in the NFC, it is the Detroit Lions, man.
Ooh, that's
It's
where I
the
had them.
Detroit Lions. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Nah, man. It's a solid offense. This offense is solid, right?
I'm growing more in love with St. Brown every
Yeah.
chance I see him. He just makes beautiful catches. He
And
doesn't
he's just
matter. It doesn't matter if it's practice. If he just
mm-mm.
woke up and it's the first ball of the day,
Yep.
like my man is like, I'll die for that.
And he's so unassuming, you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be a very underrated great receiver, a la a Mike Evans, if he continues on this as far as underratedness is concerned.
Yeah.
Not saying they're the same, but it's a good vibes team, right? Like I don't know if it's just hard knocks or not, but this is a very good vibes team. Um Running back room is great. We talked about it, and if they get Jameson Williams back and he is what they want him to be, if that knee is right, I mean, their 1-2 could be like right now. I'm worried a little bit, but Hawkinson has also looked pretty good right now. So maybe that's somebody who can offset some of those catches that they're losing without Williams. DJ Chark has been hit or miss, so I like it. The line solid as hell. This line is solid as hell. And you know what I love though is they talked about this a little bit in Hard Knocks, but Penei Sewell is going against Aiden Hutchinson every single day in practice.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Every single day.
That just makes them worse, right?
Oh, in theory, you know, but then the defense as a whole, man, I really like. You're getting back Jeff Okuda, Amani Aruarie, who I like. They do need to play better. Obviously, this is a Detroit team who hadn't.
But have they not drafted well?
I feel but like they've drafted well, man. They have drafted very well. And I don't like their linebackers though. Alex Anzalone has been a guy who has been off injured. I think he's injured right now. And because we know him from the Saints, and he would spot duty there.
Or do we know him from the Saints?
Right, exactly. But they have some things. Obviously, we love the coaches. There's something about this team. Listen,
watch Hard Knocks and not love Dan Campbell. I dare you.
I think now this is a high variance because we talked about team history before. It's high variance right here, but I think 6 wins is the floor for Detroit. Right? Yeah. I think they can get up to 8. Ooh. I think they can get up to 8.
I think that fan base will be pumped with 8.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes. Yes. They throwing parties in Detroit for 8 wins. Yeah. And then imagine next offseason.
Man's getting an extension.
Yeah. Yeah. They might have to do that. But yeah, I got Detroit, man. I got Detroit, my number 11 team, man.
All right, number 12 in the AFC. They've fallen a little bit, and it's just because there's just so many good teams in the AFC. It's the Miami Dolphins.
Okay. Okay.
I just don't believe in them with Tua as the quarterback. You might have heard that a time or two on the show.
Just maybe, yeah.
But that running back group, man, like how does the starting running back from last year end up being RB4?
I don't know. Me and Lodge was talking about this the other day, but like when we was watching the Tampa Miami game, it's like, damn, they got Myles Gaskin in the third quarter in the first preseason game
because he's fallen that much down. They got Edmonds, they got Mostert, they got Michelle.
Myles Gaskin, you know.
Well, let me ask you how you feel about this, because some people are saying that Waddle might be in for the old sophomore slump.
If that happens, I can only see it being on him because the opportunities are going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like
I want to see that Waddle, that touchdown celebration, man.
he is the Tyreek Hill is the new person coming in, even though Tyreek Hill's got more history in the league. He's been in the offense, you know, or at least been in the team. This is a new
but
offense, blah, 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 whatever.
He's been jazzing Tua up though. You know Tua gonna try to get him the ball. He's been jazzing him up all off season.
You know, sometimes you gotta fluff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you gotta fluff. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, arguably the best cornerback duo in the league with Jones and Howard. The wide receivers, you know, Hill, Waddle, Wilson's underrated. I feel like
Albert Wilson's very underrated. Yes.
So I think this is a good team. I just don't think when it's them against the AFC elite, that they come out on top.
Yeah, and I think that's where we differ a little bit. I think I'm putting more stock into Tua. You're obviously putting less stock into Tua, and that can make for a very high difference in wins and losses. I mean, sorry, like so. Yeah,
I mean, 6 wins with Tua sucking. I mean, but they could get up to like 11, 12 wins if he has a productive year.
Okay, let me ask you a question. It just crossed my mind, right? This same Miami Dolphins team, Tyrod Taylor, how you feel?
Ooh, I kind of like that.
Right?
Yeah. I like that way more than what they got right now.
Yeah, I do too.
But I mean, this schedule though. They start the season off with Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Bengals.
Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Bengals.
Then they get Jets, Vikings.
Yeah.
Then they come back with Steelers, Lions, Bears, Browns.
Oh,
they have a run after their bye week of they get the Texans. That'll be they need to win that game. But then they got Niners, Chargers, Bills, Packers. But then they got the Pats and the Jets to end the season.
Yeah.
But those runs, man.
Yeah, it's very streaky. I think that early Pats game is going to be because they still got to get out of the division first before they do anything. You got to get out of the division. So I think that early Pats game is
the
definitely
only thing.
Going to be
at most the AFC East is going to have one wild card team. Is it going to be the Pats or the Dolphins?
Well, based on my list, it's going to be the Dolphins, not the Pats.
It's the Pats.
That's interesting, right? Yeah, it's very. Oh man, this season. Stay tuned, baby. Like and subscribe.
It's going to make
it's going to make this show very good this season.
It's going to make our locked in, our guarantees to win and lose every week.
Yeah,
because if little history for your new followers out there, we're tied 1-1.
Oh yeah, that's right. Then because I think I got it the first year. Yeah,
Shawn,
you beat me last year.
Shawn got the most wins first year. I got the most wins last year. So this is the tiebreaker.
This is season 3, man. Season 3. Oh man. All right. So
who you got rounding out your NFC?
Rounding out the 12, man. And this is a team that I was talking about taking a dive. It is your Arizona Cardinals, number 12 team. Listen, I think that DeAndre Hopkins his suspension factors into everything. It factors into everything. They are going to need him coming out the gate, and I don't think it's going to go well, man. I just don't think it's going to go well. And not only that, and for as much as they are going to need him, I had them originally as my number 10 team, and I did all the work as my 10 team. And then I got to the schedule and realized that they're not going to have D-Hop, and I had to drop them down. And that's why, most of the time when I did this whole exercise, I didn't really look at schedule being a huge factor. It definitely factored in, but there was no way that I could put what I think is going to happen with the Arizona Cardinals above the Carolina Panthers, above the Minnesota Vikings, and other teams, because they're going to have to do without. And they're a team who has historically faded at the end of seasons in the last couple of years. So you talk about history with some of your teams. Man, listen, I think without D-Hop, Kyler's going to have to try to do too much. And I don't like that scenario.
That's gotten him hurt in the past few years.
Right. And so they don't have any other true wide receiver. The OL, the
AJ
offensive
Green?
line is good, not great.
Yeah.
Right. It's good, not great. Honestly, man, and the defense has talent, but it largely it leaves me wanting more.
They lost Jones, man. That's gonna be
Yeah.
huge.
So if you look at their schedule, man, like I could see Arizona starting 1-5, and if they do that, it is
It's a
done.
wrap.
It is done. Listen, the first and the reason why I got them starting 1-5, the only game that I think that they could really not really win, but they can win. They can win any of them. But they start out Kansas City, Vegas,
Loss.
Rams,
Loss.
Panthers,
Loss.
Eagles, and Seahawks. And I think that they're better than the Seahawks. You know what I'm saying? So I can't.
So
And
that's them
people.
starting out 0-5 and then getting a win.
That's what I'm saying. So like, and like I had to factor that in. I don't think they're a better team. Like after looking at this without D Hop, I don't think that there will be a better team than Carolina. So of course I got Carolina getting that win.
From a confidence standpoint, if they start 0-5, they might lose that 6th game to Seattle.
And it's gonna be a railroading. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a snowball, and I could see that happening.
Confidence snowball.
At that point, if that's the case, what is happening with Cliff Kingsbury?
Yeah, gone, son.
So yeah, man, I think it could snowball on them. That being said, man, I think if they start 1-5, I don't know what it could go, but like I could see them maybe, bro. I don't know, man. Like 4 or 5 wins.
Ouch.
Yeah, man. Because like, look, I mean, we'll go through. So we just talked about their first 6. After Seattle, they got New Orleans, Minnesota, Seattle again, LA Rams, San Francisco 49ers, Los Angeles Chargers, bye week, New England, Denver, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, and then San Francisco. Like, who are they beating?
Ooh.
Who are they beating? And like, they might be a victim of the schedule more so than any other team in the league because they got to start 6 games without one of the biggest difference makers in the league.
Yeah, dude.
So
who hadn't played a lot lately.
Yeah. So I had to
what
drop
have
him down
last
the
year?
list.
What was his problem last year? What was the injury?
I think it was injury, but I can't remember exactly. I think it was an ankle or something like that. Yeah. And it's going to be for the world to see. Not only are we going to get to see it every Sunday, but this is the team who Hard Knocks is doing their in-season Hard Knocks on.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to see it fall apart. Cool.
Yeah, you're going to see Kyler fall apart.
Yeah.
Money
man.
He going to rage quit.
Money
just
man.
Like you do on Twitch. I'm telling you. Crazy. Yeah, but I had to drop him down, man. So, sorry, Cardinals fans.
There we go. Well, here's the funny thing. That's our 1 through 12. There's 4 teams for each of us left in the NFC and the AFC. Just going through the list, while we have very differing opinions on where these teams lie,
right?
We picked the same 12 teams for both leagues.
Damn, that's crazy.
So there's only 4 teams in both divisions left that we haven't talked about.
Right.
So do you want the NFC next week or do you want the AFC? I figured we'll split it up and just go ahead and get through the last 8 teams that we hadn't talked about.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
So you want NFC or AFC?
I'll take. Well, you choose. You pick. You get first pick.
I want to do NFC. I'll do NFC. I want to do the bottom feeders.
The bottom feeders
of the NFC.
Oh yeah. All right. That means I got AFC. So man, I hate it for the fans next week. But listen, this is why you're here, because we're still going to talk about your team, and I'm going to approach it like what they need to get to not be a bottom feeder, to get off the schneid. You know what I mean? To get off the over the hump.
As NFL fans know, when your team's at the bottom, they don't stay there. You know, so I mean, unless you're a Cleveland fan.
Yeah, but draft well, you know,
we'll get back up there, you know. So yeah, we'll cover the last 4 teams from each division next week, and then the following week we will get you ready for the whole shebang. It is our season preview before we kick into week 1 the following week. So 3 weeks left.
It's almost here.
One more week of these preview shows, and then the whole big old season preview, and then week 1.
All right. Let's go. Let's go.
Where they got you on the internet?
Oh, man. At the Kid Suds on Twitter, at nickel_dime FB on Twitter, and at nickel_dime at football on the illustrious Instagram. Drew, where can they find your content at, man?
At Laugh with Harrison on Instagram. Like and subscribe. The special's coming. It's a week away, August 26th, based on the Drew story hits on this YouTube channel. So you don't even go to
that cover art is amazing.
Thank you. But yeah, hit that subscribe button, guys. We will see you next week.